His wife, she works in CSI, forensics, and he has 3 kids. Comedian John Morgan easily has his hands full on a daily basis, but that also helps him incite laughs clear across the country. And that's his plan this weekend at the Funny Bone Comedy Club. The Raging Cajun will be in town through Sunday. Hey everybody, Dustin Dales here again. I'm very excited. I had a chance to see this comic, I believe it was last year when he came to town. His name is John Morgan, also known to Omaha fans as the Raging Cajun. Very excited to have him back in town this weekend. John, how you doing, bud?
Peace to you, my friend. Good to be back. This is great that we have the opportunity of doing an interview. This is really good. We get a chance to put a face sometimes to a name. So this is good. It's good to see everybody.
That's right. When people say Raging Cajun, do they get an idea of what to expect at your shows?
Well, I sometimes that is true, but there's so many things happening with Cajun right now. Especially down in South Louisiana, the things that are being filmed now, and the productions, and if you will, those what I call them sideshows of things. I'm sure there's a stereotypical type. You know what I mean? But it's fun to come in with that title of the Raging Cajun and have a college degree, and that's a remarkable thing to be able to come in and have something with it. So yeah.
Where did you get that name, Raging Cajun? Was that something you came up with, or did somebody give that name to you?
Well, I attended the University of Southwestern Louisiana, which is now called the University of Louisiana, home of the Raging Cajuns, and that's where I started comedy. That's where school, et cetera, et cetera. And when I left, the name Raging Cajun stuck with me out on the road. So that's where that came from, and I kept it ever since.
Now, you've been all over the country touring. Do you have a kind of a favorite place to go to and do some comedy?
Yeah, give me the Midwest.
Really?
I say that a lot because, I have 3 children and a beautiful wife, and I got to tell you that my comedy is about my family. I have 2 beautiful children, boys, and one beautiful adopted Chinese daughter, and she's the love of my life. But that whole dynamic brings to it the life that we all live, trying to raise kids or holding on to marriage after 23 years and putting it and keeping it all together. So there's something about it that I don't know. It's just there's a love for it, and you bring family to it, and
Mm-hmm. Now, you, as you said, you did a lot of work with youth before you became a full-time comic, and now you have kids. Did that any way prepare you for what goes through having kids at all times throughout the day?
No, not at all. What prepared me for raising kids was being raised by a World War II dad. And anybody out there ever raised by a World War II dad, for a lot of you, it'd probably be your grandfathers. But I'm the last of 9 kids, so that in itself brings humor to the field when you have 9 children raised Catholic, too. And the last 4 boys in my family are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so that whole dynamic of that comes to play. The college career, the marriage, and then 3 children of your own. There's nothing that can really prepare you for your own. And I've always been one of those ones, if you don't have kids, then keep your mouth shut. Because you don't know, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have children and you're going to tell me how to raise them, you lost your mind. It never prepares you. No one prepares you for children. And that's what I find the humor in. Because there's daily struggles that we all go through raising kids. Whether it be the times when they're up, or the times that they're down, or the times they're struggling, or the times that they're succeeding. And that's why in my humor I love pinpointing mothers so much. Because I joke about them, but there's nobody who handles the wounds and is the tutor and is the taxi cab driver and the medical physician and the keeper of all and the maintenance and the housekeeping and it's besides running an army, they run a hotel, and it's amazing. So the family, mothers, raising my kids, that's a huge part of my show. Huge part.
Now, as a father, was there ever a moment that you were like, oh man, I'm a father. This moment, I was not ready for this moment. Did you ever have a moment like that with your kids?
You continue to have those moments. See, that's the thing. You continue to have those. When you have kids, you continue to have those moments of, is this, who dropped this off to me? Who left this to me like this? And then when you come to the realization that that's yours, you're responsible for it, let's get up on it. Hopefully, you got a good direction of how you want to raise them. I got good kids, but they're not my friends.
Are they talking about going to college already?
There's no choice.
There's no choice.
There's no choice in my family.
Gotcha.
You're going to go. One made a joke and said, I think I'm going to join the circus. I said, well, then you are going to be the most intelligent elephant poop picker-upper that ever picked up elephant poop. You see? You can have a college degree while you scooping the elephant dung. It's just, we're moving forward.
Any of them express an interest in comedy at all for you?
No. Whether or not they take comedy is irregardless to me. What's most important is that they see me follow something that I love with all sincerity. And so as long as they can see that example, just as in their mother, who at 40 decided to go into forensics and became a CSI, went and graduated from Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center with a forensics degree. Now she's a CSI. So those kids are blessed to have two good examples of people who, one, follow through, academically made it in, and continue to prosper. And that's a good thing for kids, especially at those ages, you know?
Now, I would think as a husband of a wife in that career field, you don't get away with anything, do you?
No.
Simple one or no?
Nor am I going to try. There's a 45 on the side and a Beretta to the inside of the right foot. That's not the woman you want to mess with. That's not the one. That's not the one that's interested in gun control. I can promise you that.
All these years of marriage, she still scares you a little bit, doesn't she?
Yes and no. I mean, it's great to see her in a field she really, really digs, man. She really likes this forensics and finding the truth, and I applaud her for it. You know, while raising kids, that's amazing. That's why I love Mother so much. That reiterates what I just said a second ago, and that is to be able to watch you handle your career and still handle the family and children. Oof, ooh, I love y'all. Oh.
You know, people want to check you out here this weekend, and if they're not have a chance to check you out here, how can they find out more about you and your comedy?
Well, everything you can find out on the Facebook page. I'm sorry I don't deal with it. I will see you and I'll say hi if I can, but I'm not a big computer guy. I'm not on there all day long. I don't have my discussions or my fights on the computer. But you can go to that Facebook thing, and it's called The Raging Cajun John Morgan. Facebook page, The Raging Cajun John Morgan, and you'll see those kids I talk about. You'll see the wife I speak of, and you'll be able to see and put some reality to the humor, and that's what. But I can tell you this much: coming out to the Omaha Funny Bone has got to be one of my favorite. It's the club because I love the general manager here, who's a personal friend, and I've been knowing her and performing at the Funny Bone for the last God knows how long. The truth is we started down on 114th of Dodge. Those of you can remember. I don't think you were.
I just before my time.
You. You know you've been in Omaha a lot when the interviewer doesn't even remember where the interviewee started in his own town. This is beautiful. This is good. So I love it here, and the people are good, and the wait staff treat me unbelievable. In my Hilton Garden Inn, I could not ask for better people to treat me like I had a home, and there's something about Omaha. So here we are in this week of December, and I'm going to tell you, we've got a show tonight, which I'm ready to go jump on stage. We have 2 shows tomorrow night, 2 shows on Saturday, 1 show on Sunday, and then I get a chance to go back to my family for a few days before I head out to Kansas City, another great Midwest town. So nothing but love to the NBC family, peace, health, and most of all, happiness. And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.